What's happening,
What's
everybody? Welcome back. It is Woe Daddy back in action, and we have a request tonight from Brenner.
What's up, Brenner?
How you doing?
What's up?
And he's requested this guy from Fortnite. I think he's back there.
Raven.
Where am I pointing? Anyway, his name is Raven.
Yeah.
So we're going to go to Mr. Saucy, our resident expert, and what do you know about Raven? What can you tell us? I know he looks like the Moon Knight, but he's dark.
Well,
That's
yeah, he has a lot of styles, and he's an OG Fortnite skin. He was out in the first chapter, which is not really a chapter.
I hate this.
He's been in the item shop
I hate this all.
a week ago.
I hate this all.
So,
Look at
yeah.
Tika.
Okay.
I guess I would say he's a sweatskin.
Would you consider him a villain, or how do you classify him?
You can't tell because it's in Fortnite. It's not like it's like a series or something.
Let's get into the creation station and check it out. All right, welcome back to the creation station, and we are going to be drawing Raven from Fortnite tonight. So we're going to go landscape style for this portrait, which I guess if you know me, that makes a lot of sense. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to start with this cool, we're going to do like a real close-up of the head. Typically I start with the nose, but there's really nothing to see, so I'm going to imagine there's a nose right here. If there's a nose right here, we're going to go up into this corner and we're going to make a little line coming down. And so this is kind of the top of the hood right here. And we're going to kind of curve it just slightly. And we're going to sort of go across. And we're going to just briefly bump up. And then we're going to go down. We're just going to kind of go over this nice thin line and get just a nice curve sort of working right here. Okay, with our pink. All right, and we have like some stitching. It says XIX, and it's kind of this light grayish purple color. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my fat end and we're gonna go with an X right here. Nice X. All right, and then we're gonna have another X right kind of on this curve. All right, we're doing a real nice detailed, and we're gonna get our eye right in there. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna switch on over to a darker purple now, and we're gonna kind of make this kind of turn to an edge, come in a little bit. We're gonna go up, and then we're gonna go down a little bit below there. And we're gonna kind of go in and down, a little tip, and wrap inward like that. Okay, it's this weird cloak. It's almost like dissolving. It's kind of like a Ghost Rider sort of mysterious character, and I think it's female. All right, so we're gonna go up here. I could be wrong, and we're gonna switch to our lighter purple. So we're kind of having some fun with the variety of colors tonight, and we're just gonna kind of bump on up as if the hat were going all the way up over here. All right, now on this side, we're gonna go with a little bit more of kind of like maybe a lighter, almost kind of blue lavender. All right, we're gonna kind of go up, over, out, kind of coming out more of like a gray purple, and that's okay. Just look at the variety in the color that we're getting right there. That's kind of neat. All right, and then we're gonna take our deeper purple and we're gonna go a little bit in front of this, the rich line kind of coming across. All right, now we're gonna do moderate bit of shading, kind of a bright blue. So I'm gonna pick like a bright blue. And actually no, I want a deep blue and a bright blue. So we get a little deep blue right here. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna create like a little layer of shadow right up in here. Kind of like that. As if it were going up. Okay, just sort of like that. And then what we're gonna do, we're gonna keep that outline, but along that outline, we're gonna kind of cover part of it up. So all it does is it gets a little darker. And we're gonna go a little more carefully by the pink. All right, so we're gonna create a careful line right about there. And we're just gonna kind of fill some of that in. So we have this kind of light blue, dark blue sort of thing happening here. So we're having a little bit of fun with the color tonight, using our color as like our shadow guide. All right, very good. And we're gonna do mostly a little bit of a pale, but I'm not as pale. So which one was the lighter one? We got the lavender color. It's gonna be a more pale version than what we have here. All right, that way we can get a little careful line right in here along the edge, along the edge right here, and close to this X. All right, so we're gonna kind of get that all sort of worked in. All right, and a nice careful line along the edge here. All right, careful along our X. Boom, 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 and work our way around. Okay, we're getting a nice little lavender in our X. All right, awesome. As we're working in here, one of the things we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of create a little bit of a slightly lighter color along this edge. This is kind of an orchid, which is a nice color. And we're just gonna kind of motion around here and back, get it along that edge. And then come on back and then get it a little bit more on the inside. Okay, and then we're gonna get this one dragging way up, just like that. Okay, and I'm gonna come right across in here just to sort of thicken that side up. We're gonna have a little darker here, and then we're gonna have a little bit of a light section right like this. Kind of coming on up and then kind of thickening up over here and over here, sort of meeting that spot. So we're having a little bit of fun with our colors here tonight, making our picture kind of exciting. And we're going to go back in with our lavender. All right, and then kind of work that in and kind of go around here. Okay, one of the things I love about these markers is it kind of reminds me of a paintbrush as far as like sort of what you can do with sort of spreading it out. I like to do the pickup technique where I'm just sort of picking it up as I go rather than forcefully moving it back and forth. I want to treat it as if I'm laying the ink down and not just spreading it out. All right, so then plus, you know, you can see I did a little bit less of a layer in there, maybe a little bit more right here to create some darkness. All right, so what we're gonna do next is we're gonna work in with some of our dark lavender that we've been using. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna create a little X over here. And it's kind of like a pinkish color kind of showing through. So I really like how you can create that layer here, and it looks almost like an X or a V, so we're just going to kind of tie that one in close to the edge, so we have some nice contrast right there. All right, now what we're going to do is we are going to take our light blue and we are going to create this sort of like, it's like a leafy, icicle-y looking collar. All right, so I'm going to put this kind of going up here. I have some coming off the edge. Very avant-garde, if you will, as far as like the way this dress is sort of put together. I'm not really sure if there's some reasoning behind this material that's over the shoulder, if it's just for look, or if it has some sort of purpose for the tactic of what they're doing in Fortnite, trying to, you know, stave each other off and be the Victory Royale winner. But I'm going to put that right in like that. We're going to have this sort of gray area coming in. So we're going to get a little gray going. Right down like so. And we'll get a little bit of dark blue. Kind of dropping that in there like that. Okay. And then just sort of kind of color the gray in. Up and down. Seems like a texture. Like a rigid texture. So that's what I'm going to do. Just like that. Alright. So we have, let's get a little more pink on this side. So on the edge of this is a little gap, and then we have some pink coming down. And we made this pink part kind of thick in case we hit over some of it. We wanted that pink to kind of shine through. We're gonna get that pink. Alright. And then I feel like it's some more of this. So I'm going to get a little gray attached to the pink and then kind of cross like that. I'm going to put a little line. Alright, and there we go. And we're going to do our rigid technique again. Sort of like that. Alright, and then we have this purple collar thing kind of coming across. So it's going to come across like this, and then it's going to go up with a little bump, and then like down like that. Now, another section is going to kind of meet right here. It's going to sort of swoop down and across this. It's going to meet right about here. It's going to kind of widen out just a little bit until it goes all the way back in and disappears. Okay, so after that, we're going to have the purple kind of looks as if it's reappearing right here, just like that. And so what it's actually doing is continuing into this cloak. Alright, and it's bringing itself down to a point where it kind of folds. And then this goes up. This goes across. Alright, so you have this part coming in, and then we have this part kind of sticking out, and it's working its way down. Okay, and right where it kind of folds, it pops back out again. And there's a line right about here where it wants to all sort of go back in. And it actually does sort of touch just like that. And we have this comes down, it comes down here. It's gonna be dark here. Inside a lot of this, it's gonna be lighter, so the outline's gonna be sort of what makes it stand out. It's gonna be dark along the edge here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep our darker purple out and kind of keep that out for shadow. It's a little darker right here. All right. It gets a little darker right here. We've already done some of that. And then it gets really dark up in here. This is where it gets pretty much black. Okay, so we're gonna get our deepest color that we can sort of find. And I got like a cobalt, and I got a gray. I think we're gonna try the gray. Just sort of see how that looks. Gray looks a little bit on the light side. Could possibly have a Sharpie that we can use. I think we're gonna go with that. All right, before we do that, we're gonna go ahead and get our eyes in. So they're gonna have a glowing pink edge. We're gonna use this as a guide. It's a very oval shape. All right, so there's our very oval shape that we're gonna work with. All right, and then the other one's gonna go up above a little bit. I think we're in a good placement for that. Other oval shape. And now we're gonna thicken it up, so it's okay when you overlap, if you have a little gap. And sort of thicken that up. Thicken up over here a little bit. A little bump on the camera. Sorry about that. All right, so we got those two areas sort of thickened up. I'm gonna give it a little bit of a glow. So we're gonna take our broad and we're just gonna kind of do a little bumpy effect with the broad. And this is where the marker's running out, but we're gonna use that to our advantage. We're gonna go ahead and cover in with some black. Just like that. Cool. And then our black is actually gonna go light. All right, so a little bit lighter in this section. All right, and as you can see, that kind of brought it together. All right, so we have a little bit of a line we want to do. We want to do a little bit of a line, kind of right about here. So there's this light area. All right, so we're gonna take our super light purple and we're gonna fill that line in, just like so. So we're incorporating a variety of tones to show light and dark. We're gonna get this more kind of bluish purple. Yeah, I don't like that as much. We're gonna go over it. Yeah, there we go. And that's richer purple right there. All right. And we're gonna go slightly deeper down below. Not this. Go with this. All right, slightly deeper down below. Kind of dark. All right. That worked in there. overlap a little gray. All right. Over here, 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 there. Which won't matter once we get the rich purple in, like that. Okay. Cloak is kind of coming along. And then what we're going to do is we're going to throw a bit of blue into this one. And it's going to be the lower portion. Kind of like that. But what we're going to do is then we're going to cover it up with our purple. So we get a purplish blue and then a purple kind of on its own unique violet. All right, look kind of peacocky there. So there we go. And hopefully that didn't create an issue with the video. I'm gonna keep moving there. Moving along, I'm gonna do a second layer. Like I said, the quality of these markers is really cool because you can layer them like paint. All right, so we're gonna go ahead like that. I'm just gonna pop a little bit of this purple into here, kind of into the shape that we're doing. All right, and then we're gonna go back in with some of the blue and just kind of overlap partially and keep some of the purple. We got this blue kind of happening right in here. All right. Work that blue around. How to get that going on this side. All right, and then we are ready for some gray, which we're going to use right about here. And it's really going to bring itself down like that. I got this gray sort of opening up, and then there's a layer coming across, a layer going up. All right, so we have that, and then we're going to have another layer coming around, and then we're going to have some shoulder action there. Now that shoulder action has some purple marks in it, which are pretty interesting. They're X's, like we've been seeing up here, so we're going to get a little bit more of a repeat of that. It looks like we have like an I, X, X. And then we're going to have like a I right about there. And a little bit of movement. It sort of looks like this. Okay. Then on the other side, we got some more of that blue stuff happening. So right here, we're going to go blue, blue, and kind of come off the page. I have a little bit of blue coming down here, and it's going to tie in right about there. All right, so then the other arm is sort of coming out. So what we're going to get down here is just a little black. All right, just kind of touch that in. Okay, we're going to have some dark lines kind of coming in there. We're going to have overlapping right here. We're going to have a little overlapping there. Okay, and then we're going to have a little bit of purple. So we're going to hit that in. It's almost like mimicking the shape that's in there. So I'm just going to hit that lightly. Okay, so we'll hit a purple. And then we're going to do our blue. You know what? I need to throw a little darkness in here. A little darkness in here. A little darkness. A couple little hits of darkness. All right. And then here we go. Layer our blue into it. Again. I'm treating it like a brush. You can see now that darkness with the blue kind of blended together, so you get a nice effect there. We're going to have straight blue here. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward. And we're going to have a little bit over here, interacting with the purple. So we're going to come on down. Going to kind of fill that in. Put that here and there. Once we interact with the purple, it'll blend a little nicer. Then we can go back over our layer. You got to be patient with these. I may be moving a little bit swift because I'm making a video. I guess we could speed it up, but I really just kind of want you to see the effect and how it works, and that's why I'm taking the time to go back over things, and I might even take more time later and go back over them again. All right, so we have this little gap right here, and in that gap we have a strap. So we have a strap in the gap. That strap's going to have a good little bit of brown in it. So that's going to create some contrast, considering you haven't really used much brown yet. So we're going to get a little brown going over there. All right, and the strap. A couple layers of that brown. Then we have this, this shape repeating. So we have these like lines of color again, like this. Like this. Alright, kind of matching what we got up there. Except for we're going to have a little bit different color in the background of it this time. This time it's going to be a little bit of our gray color. Alright, get that going. Okay, and then we're going to get a little gray down here. Alright. We're going to have a light gray this time, right here. Get a little bit of a lighter gray. We're going to get a lighter gray right here. I think we're going to go a little brown on this one for a little contrast. All the way over to the outline. And then hit it up with our darker gray over here. Alright, again, we have a little gap we're going to do around our X, around our X, around our X, boop, around here. Alright, really great. Okay, and then into the corner, we're going to get some of the light gray right here. Going to kind of wrap everything up. I'm going to kind of get that. It's going to be a little lighter around it. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to go in with this gray around everything else. And then the two are sort of going to come together. So that'll be the end of our drawing for tonight. We'll sign it and say thank you, Brenner, for the suggestion. We'd love to hear some more of what everyone has to say, what they think of this video. So if you could hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'm going to go ahead and give us pink treatment here. So Raven, R-A-V-E-N, and we cannot stick it like that. We're going to go ahead and double down on the color, overlap a little purple, keep a little touch of the pink. All right. That way we're really just making it stand out, and then flipping it over for an official signature. Deuce. Hope you all have enjoyed tonight's video, and we will see you in the next one.